Roll call. Collins.
Here.
Blue.
Here.
Hines.
Here.
Schneider.
Here.
Garmin.
Here.
Amstutz.
Here.
Everyone received the minutes from the regular council meeting on read 2. Any amendments? Hearing none, minutes stand as approved. I don't see anyone signed up for public speaks. If I pass that, go straight into service reports.
Under roads, we've been trying to straighten street signs up with the weather and everything, the ground loose and nothing will falling over. Fix the rotary signs, some of our camera signs fell over, 2 out on 44. We did coal patch on 172 with a little bit we had left. Filled them holes out there. Cold patch at Shelley's. Nobody's gonna believe this, but they didn't have nobody to load the trucks out there. I called all last week. And for some reason, they got them at a different location. So I did call the township to see where they were getting, because I noticed they got cold patch, and it's Tuscarawas County Engineers. First I called North Star, they didn't do it. So, and it is a little bit cheaper to go down there. So if I can't get Shelley's within this week, we're gonna go head down there and get some. They're only open Monday through Thursday. So that's where we're at with that. Then met with North Star on paving projects, see what roads we can get done within our budget. Under service, working on building some forks for our skid steer. Right now, we don't have no forks for it, it's just a smooth bucket. So we're looking at fabricating and putting forks on that we can take off and put on. So working on that. I'd like to, I'll pass this around. The skid steer broom and bucket and curb brush. So we'd use it for downtown area. We'd use it for like up and down Noble and all the side streets where all the loose gravel's at to sweep up. And then we just scoop it up, put it in the back of the truck. It'd also come in handy for at the park to brush that instead of using the heavier plows to plow that over there in the winter. It is a bit pricey. It's $8,500, but it would definitely get utilized, especially like after water breaks and things like that too. We can brush around there instead of brooming and shoveling and leaving resin. It'll brush it pretty good.
Is that one of those things that goes around?
It's just a big spiral brush in the front that spins it into the bucket. And then I got the curb bucket on there. You'll see the curb kit on it. That goes actually out on the towards the edge of the curb. You can't get real close with that. So the curb brush will get you close to it. It'll brush it out in front and scoop it up. I like to see if I can maybe get that approved tonight so we can get that on order. I don't know how long it'll take. I want to have it for spring and summer though. So I'd like to move forward with that. Okay, under other. The power outage went pretty well. We had a lot of street lights out. Our generator at the pump house worked well. The one at the tower, we had put propane in and got it all done. And there's a startup series you have to go through. Kurt might be able to explain it to you better. We did not do that at the time. So Kurt kindly come up and pigtailed, like you guys were talking about earlier, into that and got it up and running. So that won't happen next time. We'll be ready to go next time with that. But everything did go smooth. All the lights, I got to check on one battery backup down by East Canton Used Cars. That light did go out after a while, so we had to transfer the stop signs from this light up here at 172 over to there. But overall went well. Thanks to the PD for helping out too.
Thank you guys.
Stark County Soil and Water is involved at C&D per the township. They did come out with a actual street sweeping machine to sweep them roads. So Stark County Soil and Water is involved out there. Just a heads up on that. And I would like to bring up again your decision on the park playground versus the basketball court and pickleball court and fencing. I know it's a big project. We talked about maybe getting a grant. We've been tied up with the water grant. Maybe we can move forward on that, but I don't want to miss out on moving forward in the park. I mean, I talked to Dave earlier, and the two big focal points in East Canton are the park and our roads. So I don't want to go backwards on the roads, and I don't want to go backwards at the park. So if you think that we won't be able to get the money for the basketball court and the pickleball court, then I think we should move forward with playground equipment because it's significantly cheaper. to do that, but at least we're moving forward. I have not got quotes for that. I will get them, but I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be around 25,000 with us tearing it out and them installing it.
Pickleball courts?
No,
Oh, playground
that's the
equipment.
playground equipment. I believe I gave you guys a quote, a total with the fence and the asphalt and everything done was around 70 to 75,000 to get that all done for that area. So if that's something that we probably won't be able to move on this year, I think we need to make it a focal point for next year to get ahead of that game and get that done for next year. But again, not falling behind, I want to get that playground equipment done. So when I get the estimates, I'll be presenting that to you too. So the only thing I'd like to get approved for sure tonight is the brush at this point. We do need to talk about a couple things with the village hall here. The roof, we got it quoted to replace the roof was roughly 50 to 55,000. And it hasn't been done, I think, since Grant took Richmond or when Kurt was started council, 102. Pretty close.
No, it was after. It was 2002 when the main roof was done. And then we had a section of it done probably about 10 years after that.
So we're about 24 years old,
Yeah.
minus a section that you have.
Minus a section, yeah.
And then they also have this cupola, I call it a bell tower, but it's leaning pretty bad. And I don't want no Gomer piles. Surprise, surprise, and that thing falls down. So I got some quotes coming in for it. I got one going to be coming in. We're going to call one or two more. But we need to start moving on that because it's going to be big money projects. I mean, the roof's, like I said, 50, 55,000. I'm going to assume that's going to be up around 100,000 to get that rebuilt or redone. That's a major project up there. So that's something we're going to have to focus on real quick. So as soon as the quotes come in, I'll present you guys with them quotes, but we'll definitely have to move on that.
Is the roof preventative? Is it leaking?
Over by the soffit, it is leaking a little bit back here by the mayor's office in the back.
And the tower, does it have to be replaced? Can it just be
I couldn't
removed?
tell you. Well, I mean, I think we're going to put it back to original, but there's a couple pillars. We had the guy go up and estimate a couple of the 4x6 pillars are completely rotted away at the bottom, like 2 or 3 out of the 6 that are up there. So that tells you it's getting in bad shape. Plus the floor, if those 4x6s are rotted, the floor is probably rotted where it's connected to the floor.
I'm just asking because it's nice to look at, but what purpose does it serve actually?
I'm just keeping it
The building,
up to history, I guess. I mean, I guess that'd be something you guys would want to talk about that, but
Yeah.
what's that, Kurt?
He says if it's up around 75,000, you're gonna have to send it out for competitive bid. You just can't bring the proposal to the council and they decide on it. And it would be the same way with the park down there for the pickleball courts and.
Yeah, and that's something we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna look into grants to try to get that too. So I think we're a little ways out. I think my recommendation would be just go with the playground equipment this year to stay into the budget and work on getting a grant for that bigger project. That way we're moving
as much
forward.
as I'd like to have a pickleball court in my backyard, with the Molly doing her thing more times and having the whole park and people bring kids, that might be more priority where the kids can go and play than a pickleball and basketball
Yeah,
court.
true. So that's plus money wise. I mean, that's kind of where we're at now. So I'll go ahead and get quotes for playground equipment and present them to you that way. And I'll move on the cupola / bell tower, whatever you want to call it.
Now we gotta get an idea of where we're at.
I don't know, Kurt, are we able to approve the Henderson roofing project for the 55,000?
You can, yeah.
How many
I
quotes
thought you were
have we
gonna
got?
get a quote. Or-
Some competitive quote.
I mean, I thought that's what,
Yeah,
You
we
want more
talked-
quotes for that then?
Yeah, I would, I mean, like, Henderson did great work for
They
us,
did,
right? But
and it's
at
timely.
the end of the day, when it's 55,000, I think we
Okay.
owe it just to get
Alright.
some competitive.
That's fine. I'll get 1 or 2 more. Any questions for me?
The cold patch that you did on 172, was it all the way into town, into the stop sign at 44 and 172?
It was up, it
The
was
light.
east, no, it was east of that.
East of Browning?
West of Browning, east of 44 that you're talking about.
Okay, because
We did
somebody,
do some small patching, but there was 2 bigger areas up closer to Browning that we patched.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right around Browning Street, we patched those?
Yes,
Okay,
two big
somebody that
ones.
lived there asked me.
Yeah,
Okay,
I talked with the gentleman there.
okay,
Super nice guy. We got it all done. Seems like it's holding up pretty good for now. I told him it was a temporary fix too, till we can get something done.
Mhm.
The state's supposed to come in and re-blacktop from the light just past Belvoir. Not Belvoir, sorry. Browning.
this year they're gonna do that?
Yeah, this summer. They're supposed to go from the 44 to Browning, just past Browning. Any other questions?
That's our account balance right now.
All right, I'd appreciate if we could try to move forward on this brush so we can get that ordered if that's something you're willing to do. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Does council want to take any action at this time?
Is the brush used or new?
It's all new.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes with the bucket, the brush, the curb kit.
Is there sufficient money in your budget for it?
Yeah, I talked with Kurt. I mean, it takes money, no matter what we do, we'll take money from somewhere else to move to somewhere else eventually, he said, so.
Well, right now,
It is something we could use though and utilize a lot, in my
it
opinion.
would come out of the supplies and material line item for Henry's, the street department. We budgeted, appropriated $35,000 out of that line item. We have,
How many times a year do we rent it?
Well, the one year when we had that, when we cleaned the creek out, it was a mess around town. We rented it for a whole week. And I think we rented it one other time, probably 2 or 3 times, but to me, I think there's a lot of other sweepings that could be done around town. I mean, you guys drive around town and live in town, you can see that we could be street sweeping, especially up around like Cedar. You see all that loose gravel laying there from where we got repaired by TNT this spring. That's all laying there. The debris from storms over catch basins and the sides of roads, that would all be swept up. We could utilize it a lot, and on top of the park.
I mean, I don't disagree with probably needing it, but as long as we're actually gonna use it.
Oh, yeah.
Is that something that if the school parking lot needed swept or the Folk Center needed swept, or they could,
No, we wouldn't.
they
I mean,
could rent it from you?
oh, I don't think we can do that, can we? We do work together as entities, whether like the township or the school. I don't know about Fulton, the township or the school. We do work together on certain things, but like they'd help us sweep downtown. So we just hand in hand work every once in a while, just on a small scale, but I don't know. Probably have to talk to Mr. Bavick, but I don't know about renting things out that's paid for by taxpayers' money. I would think that sounds kosher, but I could be wrong.
Running it to who? Private?
Like the school or,
It's intergovernmental. It's pretty common. It's kind of mutual aid. If you're doing it to private entities or individuals, it may cross the line into operating a business as a public entity, which is usually private money.
You could probably use it up at Bachman's place almost every week.
Oh, yeah, down there in that corner. Yeah.
No, up on the
You're talking
hill.
about-
No, up on the hill by the Mexican place. The trucking place.
Oh, on the main drag there, yeah. I was talking down on the corner right, Steve's house.
Oh.
That gets full there too from washing out and baseball and all that.
Yeah.
down there.
No, that place is always a mess up there when it rains. That, it's either mud or dust.
How much does it cost to rent?
I'd have to relook at it, but I think we paid around $450 or $500 for a week. That was without the curb brush.
once we're using it, I don't have a problem with it.
As long as we got money set aside for it, I don't care.
Henry, in your opinion, that's the priority for investment as far as
Equipment,
equipment?
I would say no, because we need a bucket truck or a mini, but that's not going to happen within $8,500. This is, if you take priority by money, absolutely, this would fit into the budget too. We would be able to utilize it. I know 85 can go towards a mini or something, but you're talking 70 to 80,000. We're not going to get that anytime soon, the way I'm hearing. So I think we could utilize the brush a lot this spring and summer and even in the winter. That's just my thought. I mean, obviously, council, you got the decision, so it's up to you.
Would that be used up at the parking lot? Is there a lot of debris up there?
We wouldn't be able to use it, more likely just winter, maybe the top parking lot a little bit, but the rest of it's loose gravel, so no. Track would be something for winter for to get the snow off of. Would be nice in the top parking lot. But no, the bottom part, in the road, once you get to the bottom parking lot, it's all loose gravel, so no. So the road and the top parking lot and the track.
And the walking track,
Yes,
you
the
would be
walking
able to
track.
drive it on there?
Yep.
I think so. You probably wear it out this spring, honestly. I mean, the roads are a disaster.
Exactly. And it's nice when you can go ahead with, when you're doing potholes or big patch repairs, you can have somebody ahead with a truck and that, sweeping and knocking all that stuff out, and somebody follow on with the truck behind them. I mean, it's going to get utilized, guys. We will use it.
I'll make the
No doubt.
motion.
Have we looked at for a used one?
I did not look for
You
you.
didn't call Lepos or anything?
I did call Lepos, but I did not price used, to your point. I did price new. And that was with that, Kurt knows the specific name, with the state pricing that they do.
Cooperative purchase.
Yeah, so it saved us probably about $2,000 to $3,000, I believe, by doing that for a new one. I don't know how much a used one is. I mean, I can check into it, that's what you want me to do. And I don't know how much money we'd save or not. I don't have an answer for you for that.
Bad thing about a used one is if it's a substantial savings, it could be junk in a year.
Could possibly be. I mean,
Could be junk when you buy it and not know.
yeah, I'm gonna assume you might save $1,000 maybe if you're lucky, 2,000. I can't see it being that, unless it's, to your point, junk. I mean, but you might find one for around 5 or 6, probably 6,000. I'm guessing in good shape. But again, how long is that gonna last? Who used it? How much use has been on it? I can look into it. So again, it's up to you guys.
I know a lot of that equipment gets used and abused dreadfully when it's being operated, so.
We have a standing motion by Collins. It's up to council if they want a second or not, but I just want to make sure that I recognize his motion.
Second.
Roll call, Collins.
Yeah.
Blue.
Yeah.
Hines.
Yay.
Schneider.
Yay.
Garmin.
Yay.
And Spitz.
Yay.
Okay, takes us to safety. Chief.
Okay, so I apologize first off. We've been a little bit busy, so I haven't had a chance to get the stats out to you guys, so I will get them out tomorrow. We had 207 calls for service.
Josh sent him out.
Did he?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I didn't know if we had time to get that because we were kind of tied up on some stuff later. For those of you who don't know, there was a child death in the village early part of last week. So we've been working with the Stark County Coroner's Office, Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner, Stark County Prosecutor, Children's Services, and the crime lab here in Stark County to work on some of the evidence that we have, process some of the stuff, and kind of work through this case. So I've been a little bit tied up with that, conducting interviews and so forth. Other than that, during the power outage, there were no major incidents to report. Everything was relatively calm, at least from our perspective. And that's pretty much about all that's going on for tonight.
Any questions for Chief?
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
Absolutely.
The chief had brought forth the software request for the GPS. This thing's about 6 weeks ago, right?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, about 6 weeks. As council reviewed that request,
I reviewed it. It seemed like it was an asset to be had, so I have no objection.
I did get a quote to reduce the cost of the current GPS. Yeah, as you all know, we have GPS currently with the Service Department and PD. We did get a quote to reduce that. I believe the new cost would be $795. That would cover the 4 service vehicles.
Yearly or monthly?
Yearly. The quote that Chief had provided Chief, correct me, what the price was for that software.
I believe it was $53.90 per year for year one, and then it drops down to $52.50 per year after that.
We locked into a contract with it for a certain amount of time,
So the contract, it's locked in for a year period.
1 year.
Yep.
Total expenditure probably what, 6,100 approximate between the service and the PD. So I don't know if council wants to take that up for consideration. We are getting to the point where the current GPS is going to renew. It renews at the end of April. So we have to make a decision soon.
It's similar to the brush thing, as long as we're utilizing it. Or you can even, if you were incorporated into the reports of.
It actually, so it'll integrate with our CAD system, and it actually will give the officers more of a proactive. They can actually see where they've patrolled, or their counterparts on other shifts have patrolled to make sure that we're getting the entirety of coverage, along with several other things that are kind of beneficial for us at this point.
I think it'd be great to have it at least for a year, see how it rolls. If it doesn't live up to its billing in some fashion, we can always go back to something else.
Yeah, we're gonna have to change it. We can get it. We're gonna have to reappropriate or reallocate some more money at the end of the year because I know we're gonna run out. But we'll just reappropriate more money from the general fund to cover it later on in the year.
Chief, that's correct. Patrol finder promotional pricing, $53.90 first year, $52.50 for the second year. That is the correct price.
Covers software, hardware, and installation.
Okay, I make a motion to approve for the chief's request for the software.
A second.
Patrol finder software, hardware installation, $53.90. Correct? Just want to confirm, get it all out there, documented. Yeah. All right. Roll call, Collins.
Yeah.
Blue.
Yay.
Hines.
Yay.
Schneider.
Yay.
Garmin.
Yay.
Amstutz.
Yay.
And else for safety. And that takes us into judicial.
Okay. Ordinance number 2026-06, an ordinance approving, adopting, and enacting American Legal Publishing's Ohio Basic Code, 2026 edition, as the code for the ordinances for the municipality of the Village of East Canton, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
That's good.
Okay. So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Collins.
Yeah.
Blue.
Yay.
Hines.
Yay.
Schneider.
Yay.
Garmin.
Yay.
Amstutz.
Yay.
Suspend the rules. Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Roll call, Collins.
Yay.
Blue.
Yay.
Hines.
Yay.
Schneider.
Yay.
Garmin.
Yay.
Amstutz.
Yay.
Third and final.
Third and final reading, ordinance number 2026-06, an ordinance approving, adopting, and enacting American Legal Publishing's Ohio Basic Code 2026 edition as the Code of Ordinances for the municipality of the Village of East Canton, Ohio, and declaring an emergency. So moved.
Second.
Roll call. Collins.
Yay.
Baloo.
Yay.
Hines.
Yay.
Snyder.
Yay.
Garmin.
Yay.
Amstutz.
Yay.
Anything else for judicial?
Nothing else.
Very good. Anything for grants?
Since our applications have been submitted, now it's a matter of trying to find $400,000 for the match. It was suggested by Ms. Riggs that I look on the EPA site rather than the Food and Drug because EPA is generally easier to get to see our way on things. As I'm going over some of the grants that are available, I find that I'm getting lost in the bureaucracy yet again because it's like totally complicated. But I'm going to continue on, and I got to be careful because I don't want to overuse the good nature of our grant writer because eventually she's going to want to be paid. And I would not ask her to work for free. So that's what I'm currently working on. And if we need stuff for the playground, I will see what I can dig up on that as well. And at some point, Mayor Spencer, we're going to need to talk about our conversations pertaining to the township. And
Yeah, I was gonna put that in other, but yeah.
okay.
Yep.
If there's a way to executive session that, it'd probably be good.
I don't believe there is.
There isn't?
No.
Okay. Well, then, we'll save that for other then.
Yeah.
That's it for the grants.
Very good. Takes us to finance.
Make a motion to approve invoices in the amount of $90,409.19 as presented by fiscal officer Geis.
Second.
Roll call. Collins.
Yay. Yay.
Hines.
Yay.
Snyder.
Yay.
Garmin.
Yay.
Amstutz.
Yay. Make a motion to approve payroll from 2/22/26 to 3/7/26 in the amount of $24,434.34 as presented by fiscal officer Geis.
Second.
Roll call. Collins.
Yay.
Baloo.
Yay.
Hines.
Yay.
Snyder.
Yay.
Garmin.
Yay.
Amstutz.
Yay.
One received the meeting packet. In that meeting packet at the end is the appropriations report through March 19th. Anything else for finance? All right, takes us to other. Jimmy Fields came in today representing East Canton Youth Baseball. He presented the administrator with the insurance packet for the baseball organization. At which point he requested access to the fields at Worley Park. So if council would be so inclined to consider that, much like we did for softball, it would be appreciated by the baseball organization.
Well, there's no scheduling issue. I don't have a problem with
They
it.
work.
They work, yeah, they work all that together.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Roll call. Collins.
Yeah.
Baloo.
Yeah.
Hines.
Yay.
Snyder.
Yay.
Garmin.
Yay.
Amstutz.
Yay.
There was a meeting held last Tuesday at Township Hall. Purpose of the meeting was to talk about requests made to have a joint water district between the village and township. There's a lot of dialogue back and forth. For the village, I asked, what do village residents gain by this district? Because that's who I report to, is who I have to answer to, and I have to be able to explain to them why we would consider joining such a water district. There really wasn't an answer for that at that meeting, but the township trustees recommended that we set a meeting with the law firm that specializes in this water districts in general. They reached out to me today with the date and time. That would be March 25th at 6:30 p.m. for a Zoom meeting. I put that out to all of you to gauge your interest in joining that meeting.
What was the time?
6:30 p.m. via Zoom. If you would prefer, I can set something up here at Village Hall. Or if you'd rather go to the Township Hall, I believe they're setting something up there as well. Me personally, if it's just me, I'll just do it at home. If there's a group of us, I'll do it here. But if you're interested in hearing what the law firm has to say, that opportunity is there for you. Any questions, comments, concerns regarding the work session that took place last Tuesday?
There was a lot of discussion about, as far as who's gonna pay for what. I never even heard of a water district until then. So I came up with just some questions. You guys might have some additional ones that I was thinking about as I was sitting there at the meeting. Along the left-hand side are the questions I came up with. And across the top are the three, I guess you could say, operations that the whole thing for this is to keep.
Your third option is not an option.
Well, it was discussed, so.
I don't know why they discuss it.
No. Yeah, that was,
The township was gonna handle it.
there was something, the village is within the township, right? But, so it was brought forward.
I would have to go before a vote.
Yeah.
Dissolution of
Dissolution of the village and then officially be the township, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
there's
an
no
annexation.
management,
No, yeah, it would be,
Granted, it's remote, but it was there. And in the boxes directly below there is where I was gonna put in, what I find out is the advantages or disadvantages of either one of those options. I'm sure that everybody else will have some additional questions, and we should be able to voice those when we have the Zoom meeting.
And maybe this is a question for the joint meeting, but where would the source of the water come from?
It would still be Canton.
Oh, okay.
the idea behind it was that they would be able to pool interest in various groups to maybe support the idea of an independent water supply. To which I think is, on the surface, a great idea. But what I voiced, and I think all of you feel the same, is that the Ohio EPA will be very reluctant to give approval to have a water treatment facility for such a small group. They would much rather us stick with, whether it be Louisville, whether it be Canton, whoever it is, that a larger system than be an independent, smaller system. Not saying it can't be done, but I think there'd be hurdles that we have to go through to realize it.
It seemed to me they kind of interlaced a little fear factor at that meeting.
There was a gentleman who mentioned House Bill 331. House Bill 331 passed last year. Part of that bill requires villages that don't meet a certain criteria. You have to be able to provide 5 services out of 10, I believe it is. If you don't provide 5 services out of 10, and there's a list, if you don't provide 5 out of the 10, in 2030, your village will be forced to take a vote to disband, dissolve, or remain. And that is a vote by the residents of the village. And it would just require a majority vote. So if you have 1,000 voters, 501 say disband, dissolve, then the village dissolve. But that's in 2030. I asked Solicitor Babick to start looking into that because it gets a little gray for me because there are some services that we do provide on the list. Parks, streets, police. There was one on there, I thought it was called human or something.
Human services.
Human services. So I'd be interested to see what the definition of human services is. I think there's, EMS and fire we know is through the township. We cannot claim that because it's a partnership through the township. I believe there's sewer. We can't claim sewer because it's through Stark County. And I believe there's 1 or 2 other ones, right?
Do we own the infrastructure, or did we dedicate our sewer system to the county? And water, is it our
Yeah,
infrastructure?
our water's our infrastructure.
Okay, so arguably the provision of water is through
Yeah.
the village.
Yeah.
Road maintenance.
Yeah.
Human services I looked into, as best I could find is 307.851, health and social services provided, was the closest definition. I don't know any village that provides health and social services, so I don't know what is intended by that. It's not defined anywhere else in the statute. And it's all county level through the state, JFS. So water, we do. Garbage collection?
Garbage collection, it's through Kimball, but we're looking at the contract at Kimball.
Sole provider?
Yeah.
So you have police, garbage, water through the
Streets,
infrastructure,
yeah.
road maintenance,
Yeah.
and park.
Yeah.
So
We
we have
wouldn't be able to claim trash. We do not bill it, we don't collect the money, revenue, anything. All we do is negotiate a price for the residents. We do not handle any.
But they don't have a choice to hire anyone else though.
But do we use the statutory single service provider
Yes.
for it? Okay.
Yes.
I see your point. None of this is defined. The legislature put this out, so it doesn't define what is garbage collection, but
Human services could almost be a grocery store which we kind of have at the dollar store. You can buy food there.
I doubt that's what they're talking.
I think it's
You're
more
talking about
health
like
and human
healthcare or
Yeah.
something?
Well, it's like
Or social
Canton
service.
has their
Like
own
a-
health department, Madison has their own.
Right. Health department.
I find what I voiced at the meeting is that I find it very hard to believe that East Canton Village residents would vote to dissolve the village if their fear is out there that Canton's going to take over.
Right.
Like, that's just setting yourself up for Canton to to annex the village. I mean, that's just, I find it very hard to believe that would happen. Not to say it couldn't, but I would, if we did qualify for that vote, I would find it very hard to believe that would, occur. But that there is a possibility, so that was brought forward. In order for the district to work, for those that weren't there would have to be a board created. The board would be created by representatives appointed by council for the village and trustees for the township. That would comprise the board. The village would give up all water revenue that comes in to that board, who would then use that water revenue to pay for outstanding loans, operating costs and all of that.
So then they would have to hire out repairs.
They'd have to hire out repairs, which would probably, they would try, most likely probably source that with the East Canton Service Department, be my guess, but no guarantees there. The other sticking point for me is that there would have to be water ran at least to some township residents at some point. And to run water lines, we all know how expensive that is. We just talked about a 1 mile worth of water lines for Noble coming in at what, 1.6 million for that water project? 1.6 million. So if we take the closest, and I think the closest would probably be the streets right across from the storage units, right? I think if you do that loop there, I think you're probably going to get close to a mile, right? 3/4 of a mile.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think you're going to be 2 million, 2.5 million to run those water lines. Somebody has to pay for that. And my concern, unless there's funding found somewhere, that burden would fall to the water users, which are the village residents. So those are my concerns that were brought forward. I do think that, and I do feel for township residents in regards to their fear of annexation from the city of Canton. I would like to find a solution for them. And I'm not telling council not to do something. I just wanted to voice my concerns about it to all of you and offer you the opportunity to sit with me because I do want to hear what this law firm says. Because I think it's important to at least listen.
I mean, have they even approached any of the township residents to see if they want water?
I don't know. There were some township residents there, but I don't know. We had 3 council members there. I don't remember hearing anyone that was in favor, like that said, "Give me water." I think there were some that, no one was jumping up and down and saying, "Yeah, I want East Canton water."
Right. 'Cause I mean, the township's so large and spread out. I mean, maybe a road here or there, but I mean, you're talking millions upon millions of dollars to run water lines.
Mayor Spencer brought up a good point after the meeting that you're gonna spend a couple $1 million to run a water line out for 3 houses.
Right.
Yeah.
Or maybe not even if they, if the homeowners can't afford to run a new water line, and then whatever the tap in costs are.
There was a lot of, my well, I heard the word well a lot.
Yeah.
I have a well, or
Yeah.
we'll dig a well, or well came up a lot.
I do feel, because there are some township residents that, probably would benefit from the water. But are they willing to pay for the hookup? Because once you run that line, if this was to go through, that line's ran, like there's no choice. They have to hook up. But I mean, if you're going to run the line, I mean, for instance, just down in Navarre, outside of Navarre, the Stark County Sewer is running their sewer lines.
Sewer's different.
Yeah.
Sewer's different.
So
Unless you have a condemned well, that'd be the only reason they could force you. Like their sewers were all condemned. That's why they forced them on.
if that's the case, then I would strongly recommend you not even consider it. Because if you can't force,
You kill it.
then it's a losing proposition. I didn't see a large group of people standing there saying, "Yeah, I need East Canton water." And correct me if I'm wrong, but you were there,
Right.
You both were there. I didn't see a bunch of people saying, "Yeah." I think
I think it's just the quickest thing to try to, take our water system to try to stop annexation, but
Is that what it is?
The sense I
Is there a
got,
lot of Canton water in Osborne?
none.
No.
Just the quarries
The
that want to go
quarry,
to Canton.
so they're worried about. I mean, and I can understand. Canton's been very aggressive as we talk.
No doubt.
So Canton's focusing right now, on the 2 townships nearby, Perry and Plain, right? But the worry is that eventually, at some point, being that Canton has a foothold at the quarry, that they could look to expand that foothold. And, you know, so that was the basis for the concern. And I understand and I respect the concern. It's just, like I said in the beginning of this, I answer to the village residents. And I can't, in good conscience, if I don't believe it's a good deal for village residents, say that I support something. Now, I'm not saying we should not listen. We should listen, but unless there's more that I don't know, it's tough for me right now.
I wouldn't want to be part of something either that force somebody to get onto something that they can't afford.
Yeah, I understand. That's the only way it works is if you can. Otherwise, you're running power lines for what? You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Clear up a rumor for me if you can. Let's say you go buy 2 acres of land down by the quarry and you buy that and you want water from Canton. Do you now become Canton? Are you
No,
annexed into
not
Canton?
They will, so if you buy your property and your property is contiguous to the municipal limits of Canton, so you adjoin, Canton's here and your property's here, but you're outside, then yes. My guess is for the provision of water, they're going to say you must annex. Say you're one step removed where you have a parcel here and then you're here, you're not contiguous with the city. They will say, if you are ever in a position where you can be annexed, i.e. this parcel is going to be annexed, you must agree to become part of annexation. You must be annexed into the city of Canton.
Does contiguous mean connected to?
Connected to.
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
they can't,
Okay.
technically, they can't run like little strings off, balloon on a string, and they can't create islands where Canton has an island here. They have to always be running in.
Quarry's an island.
No, no, they come out the right of way and the river.
Yeah, nobody come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it ain't like, it's Canton all the way up to it.
Well,
They use public.
They use the railroad.
the railroad, and, yeah,
Still
public
not,
right of way.
maybe not by definition, but it's not.
But they would make you sign an annexation agreement that would then be part of the deed that your property would be annexed into the city of Canton if it ever became possible.
Do the quarry people have an East Canton address or Canton?
East
They
Canton.
have East Canton.
It's still Osnaburg School District, it's just in Canton.
Yep.
If they annex the quarry into the village, this wouldn't even be a talk right now.
Yeah, I think we missed the boat on that one
Yeah,
many
missed
years ago.
opportunity, yeah. So I just wanted to put that out in front of everyone.
I think they want to talk some agreements. That's one thing, but
Right.
give them complete control of the water system.
My preference is to have a Zoom meeting with more than just me because I won't understand a lot of stuff that's said. And if there's more than one person there, I can ask them, what does that mean? What does that involve?
on March 25th?
Yeah.
Yeah, water rates are already sky high. I mean, what would happen whenever this board's got to use just the small amount of profit that comes in the water system now to maintain the current water lines inside the village, repair them as needed.
It's gonna change the nature of getting grants too.
Did you say the 25th or the 26th?
25th. Yeah, it's a week from Wednesday. Wednesday, the 25th at 6:30 p.m.
Sustain itself. Paying for every single water bill. Water breaks.
If you all can consider it, let me know. Like I said, I can maybe set it up here, have a monitor brought in, and try to, well, we have a monitor there, but try to set it up so everybody can see it if you are interested in coming in.
I can be here.
I'll be here.
I'll be here.
I have to advertise.
Yeah. We will. Okay. Anything else for other? any council members that were there, if I misrepresented anything or you feel differently, please feel free to speak to what, how the meeting went. I wasn't trying to say it went horribly. It's just I had to report out my concerns.
There was a lot of people there and some inner talking. It was
Yeah.
hard to understand a lot of stuff.
You did say, if I recall right, that the village as it stands right now is not in any danger of being annexed.
It cannot
can't
be. It can't be. We are a municipality. We cannot be
Right,
annexed.
so right now, all the jeopardy is on the township.
They
Yes.
can't cut our water
All
off.
right.
Okay.
It kind of closes in.
It's not our
They
problem.
locked us in, right? It is technically not a village problem. But, I know you all have friends in the township, so I think if we at least listen and then make an informed decision. But everything that I've heard so far, my recommendation would not be to move forward.
You're in the township, right? Do you have a well? Do you ever have trouble with it? Going dry or yucky or
It's
something?
cost $50 million to run a water line to his.
Oh, yeah. You would never feel it. Yeah.
It doesn't, it's
Wow.
not even a thing.
No,
It might even be more than that.
we built in 81, and we've had 2 pumps put in since then. They're about $600 a piece, so that's like $1,200 over the last however many years that is, since 81.
Mhm.
My water bills are more than that a year.
It's not horrible.
It sucks. I think you got a bad meter in my house.
Now I think they use a lot of water.
I know.
Okay, anything else for us?
Motion to adjourn.
Roll call, Collins.
Yeah.
Blue.
Yeah.
Hines.
Yay.
Schneider.
Yay.
Garmin.
Yay.
Amstutz.